we are losing so much quality in what we create these days that we're going to need to look back at what came before us and what was created before to really foster that appreciation of our actual, our national, our local history.
Now, you had been involved with Historic Albany for a number of years on the board.
I've been on the board for about 7 years now.
And then you were suddenly thrust into this position of stepping up and becoming executive director.
Yes.
Well, there was division about how much time, commitment, money should be spent on the house on Hudson Avenue, right?
On the Van Oster and Radcliffe house, yes. That was part of it, yep.
Talk about the significance of that building and what you see as the future of it.
Well, again, it kind of gets back to the authenticity question or idea. We are Historic Albany is privileged to be the stewards and owners of 48 Hudson, which dates to 1728, I believe, and dates from the Dutch settlement era of Albany. Not much exists from that period. I mean, you can only go to so many museums and see reconstructions or dioramas or displays and exhibits on where we came from and our history. Here we have something that people can walk through, they can touch. So that's why it's important.
So just recently we had a 160-year-old building that was destroyed in 3 days, right? Because it was determined to be a hazard. And Historic Albany was very upset about the loss of that building on Broadway downtown. What are some lessons learned from that? And what do you hope to see going forward when it comes to other buildings that are near Ecom Square or in Ecom Square?
Well, again, this is a perfect case study to say this was an example of demolition by neglect. Neglect in that there was a known deterioration that was left unaddressed for almost a decade. Building deterioration has a way of exponentially accelerating. So what starts as a small little flashing roof leak turns into a gaping hole, which turns into collapsed floor plates and the whole building starting to collapse. It would have been very easy, in my opinion, and my professional opinion, to patch a known problem, fix it, even if it was a temporary repair, in order to prevent the astronomical, demise of a building at quite a price tag. That was not a cheap demolition. And so the idea is to regularly inspect them, identify conditions that cause the building not to be weather tight. You want to keep the weather out, you want to keep the water draining away. So little repairs like that should be happening. And it should be a lesson to all of us. If you have a property, you maintain it. Even if it's small little repairs, enough to get by for a couple of years. They don't have to be pricey.